Today, I'm going to talk about the current state of the market and some things that might cause a market crash here in the future. So the overall market is actually doing really well. Now, two guys that I want to point out is Mbappe and Ronaldo. Of course, they went down a bit in price when the Haaland came out, but because Haaland isn't better than either one of them, both of their prices have gone right back up. As you can see, R9 is getting closer to the 50 million coin mark, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes past it. I personally sold 2 copies yesterday for 50 million, so there's a good chance you could sell them for 51 right now. Now, really quickly, I want to share with you a quick tip that I use for a lot of these high-rated players. If they have a decent amount of demand and not too much supply, I tend to just list them for their max price, and within a couple hours, they sell. And I actually did that with Mbappe yesterday. I sold my copy for 62.9, as you can see there. Got the max price, and he's around that price now. Now, I could see Mbappe going a little bit further because he is the best striker in the game, at least in my opinion. But here is something else that's interesting that's going on right now. And that's the fact that the ranked up versions now are very close to the original version price. So at this point, I see a lot more people just going and picking up the 94 rated version of Mbappe instead of the 90. And the same thing goes with Ronaldo. Instead of getting the 94, you might as well just get the 95. He's going for about 7 million coins more. And I think this is actually going to be a trend we'll see with a lot of these high-rated players going forward, because a lot of people use their rank up tokens to try to sell the ranked up versions of these high-rated players for a profit. All that selling pressure has decreased the price of their ranked up version. So now they're almost as cheap as their base version, which is a huge bonus because now you can just buy the ranked up version and get a better card in game. Another card to look at is Puskás. He's a guy that I picked up around the 13-14 million coin mark. He dropped down to 12-13 when the market crash happened. He's on his way back up to 17, and I've already sold a couple at about 18 million coins, which I'll claim here in a second. Once again though, his ranked up version is only a few million coins more than his base version, so if you guys are looking to buy players, you might as well just buy the ranked up copy. Great defenders like Roberto Carlos are seeing insane demand and price increases, and I think it's because when everybody got the Bellingham, they were then able to replace one of their tradable center mids with Bellingham and sell off that tradable center mid. So now people have more coins, and the main weak point of most people's teams is the defense. So Roberto Carlos is going up. So is Virgil van Dijk. He's now up to 33. He was about 30 million coins the other day. And even base Mbappe is working his way back up to his all-time high at 31.5 because people now need a great striker. So the high-end market is actually doing really well, but so is the lower-end market. As you can see, Chiesa here is maxed out at 12 million coins. And if you go up one rank higher, even there, he's got decent buying demand. And this is because Chiesa is actually an incredible right wing. And what's happening right now is because division rival rewards are coming out in about a week or so, people are buffing up their teams to try to do better in head-to-head and manager mode. And so a cheap player like Chiesa, who is great to play with in both of those versions of the game, not Versattack of course because of the overall, but head-to-head and manager mode, people are going in trying to buy these cards, and a lot of the cards that are like Chiesa are going up in value. So that's great to see, and that might be an investment opportunity moving forward, but I'm not going to look too much into it. But with that being said, the final thing to talk about for the current state of this market is the main position that was hurt the most from the Bellingham coming out was the center mids. And unfortunately, they're not doing too hot. As you can see, Paul Scholes went all the way down to 4.34. He's back up to 4.5, but I don't see his card going back up a ton in value, going back up to that 12 million coin mark, simply because we got a free Bellingham, which replaces almost every guy on this list here, and the fact that the milestone rewards for the mystery signings is coming out soon. That's going to hurt these guys even further. We'll talk about that in a bit, but you can see the same thing here with Gerrard. He's back up to the 7.5 million coin mark after being down at 6, which isn't bad, but we're not seeing like the rapid growth that the strikers and other great players in the game saw. So with that being said, I think there'll be a decent rebound here, but I don't think it will be as strong as, like I just said, the strikers or the center backs, the defenders, the high-rated meta players. So that's the current state of the market. Now, a player that I just sold off was Puskás for 17.9 million. Now, I did say I thought he was a 20 million coin card, but I was thinking about it, and I have a feeling that when he gets to the 20 million coin mark, maybe 22 million coin mark, there's going to be a ton of people trying to sell him, and that selling pressure will likely push his price back down. So I think it's going to take a little bit longer to get to that price than we all think. So I thought I'm just going to take my profit here at 17.9. So with this, I bought him for 14.5. So I made 1.6 million coins per card, which is decent, not the best. And I also sold off a Rio Ferdinand that I packed the other day. I didn't catch it on camera, but I got Rio. And the reason why I sold off my Rio is for the next part of today's video, which is talking about the mystery signings. As you can see here, a new batch of mystery signings came out, and the first card is an 88 rated icon. So in the past, there's been leaks and they've been correct every single time. So this time I'm going to assume it's going to be the same thing. And that means that the two mystery signings players here are going to be 88 rated left mid Ribéry and 88 rated center mid Lampard. Now, of course, that does mean it's going to affect their prices in the market. So if you have an 88 rated left mid Ribéry or a Lampard, I would sell them now because they likely will go down in value when these do get revealed. And if there's someone that you really like to play with, you could then just choose them as a free player and put them back in your team. But this is one thing that I think is going to cause a bit of worry in the market, because now EA are starting to give out some fairly high and fairly good players. And so I think people will be a little less certain on how safe their players are in the market. But where things are going to get really crazy this week is the milestone rewards. Now, if you guys don't remember, or if you haven't seen yet, they changed it, and now it's an 87 rated tradable player, which is very important, meaning that Immobile, Walker, Gavi, all these 87 rated cards will likely go down quite a bit in value for everybody who chooses this pack, because most people are choosing this pack to get the 91 Mascherano and won't care about this 87 rated card. So I could see these guys going down quite a bit in value, so watch out for that. And then the next reward is an 88 rated card with 2 Dudeks, which is very good. And of course, the players here include these 88 rated icons. So I just showed you Roberto Carlos, for example. When these rewards come out within the first, I would say, day or two, there's a decent chance that the demand for Roberto Carlos goes down. Now, I don't think it's going to be a lasting effect, because I don't think that many people will pack Roberto Carlos. But it's something to keep in mind, because all of these players have a chance to see some price volatility. And with that being said, the final one is, of course, the 89 to 91 overall player. You get a Dudek, which is great, but you could get up to a 91 rated, so you could get Zico, Yashin, Mateus, Ronaldinho. A huge card here is Hullet. He's currently going for 36 million coins. So some big players could be hit out of here. I would assume most people would actually get an 89 rated card. I don't know if they show, they show you the probabilities. So there's actually a 1% chance of getting a 94 overall player, a 4% chance of 90, and 95% chance of 89. So the vast majority of people will get 89. So I would watch out for 89 rated players in your squad. There's a decent chance that they will see a price drop on the day that this reward comes out. 91 is probably safe, 90 is a bit of a gamble, but definitely watch out for your 89 overall players. But this is something we'll definitely have to look out for, because with everybody getting an 87 to 91 rated player, as well as these rank up tokens, especially the Mascherano here, it's going to cause a few things to happen. First off, the price of a lot of these players will likely go down because of 2 reasons. One, if people pack the player they want, they likely won't want to go out and buy a second copy unless they're looking to rank them up. And 2, if people pack a player that they already have, they're then going to go and sell on that tradable copy for some extra coins. So we could see a decent crash in the market. The other thing is, because we're getting more rank up tokens like the Mascherano, and especially the 2 Dudeks here, I think it's really going to affect the ranked up copies of, or the price of the ranked up copies of all of these cards. So for example here, the R9, if we go into it, his base version, like I said earlier, is about 48-50 million coins. But already, if you go 2 rank ups higher, he's already having insane selling demand. And this is because we got 2 universal rank up Mascheranos the other day with the Holland and the Bellingham. And when we get the 3rd one and the mystery signings rewards, we may even see his next version see crazy selling supply as well. But that goes for every card in the game, every meta card, every high-end card. We may see a shift of, once again, not only is the 1 rank up version just a bit more expensive than the base version, but we may start seeing the 2nd ranked up version just a bit more expensive than the 1st ranked up version. And I think this is going to be a trend we're moving towards in the future here, where people are going to start to no longer buy the base versions of these cards. We're just going to start buying the ranked up versions, because the price difference will be not that different. So that's the first thing that I think will crash the market in the next week or so. But the other thing that has a huge effect on the market as well is the division rival rewards. As you can see there, they're coming out in exactly about a week. It's just over 6 days time. And if you guys don't know, if we head into the reward section here, you get, depending on where you finish, you'll get players and you'll also get competitive points. So as you can see here, for Legendary 1, I'm going to get 8,000 competitive points and an 84 to 92 overall player. Now, the last time we got rewards, they weren't good at all. We got a lot of low rated players, but because EA seems to be moving in the direction of giving us free players or higher rated players in the game, I wouldn't be surprised if they change the pack weight to allow more people to get the 88 to 94 rated players in their rewards. So people getting better cards in the game will mean two things. One, it will mean that the cards that can be packed, the base cards, will likely go down in value. And two, it will mean that the high-rated, high-end players will go up in value because people will use the coins they get from rewards to then go buy the best players in the game. And that will only be further driven by the rewards section here, where you could use the competitive points to open up different packs and get better rewards. So that's something to look out for. I think a lot of the lower-end base cards will definitely go down in value, whereas the people like R9 will definitely go back up in value. And it may be a situation where he surpasses the 50 million coin mark and he moves to 60, 65, 70, and so does Mbappe. But of course, we won't know until we get there. And with all that being said, here is going to be my investment plan going forward. So first off, now knowing that it's only a 1% chance that you'll get a 91 rated player, I'm going to hang on to my Mateus rated cards because I think his price is going to be a little bit lower leading up to the mystery signings rewards, because people will expect to possibly get a 91 Mateus, and when they don't, his price will go up quite a bit. But on the other hand, a lot of my 88 to 89 rated cards I'm likely going to sell off. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. The second thing I'm going to do is invest heavily in players needed for exchanges. There should be a Timo Werner coming out tomorrow, and if it's a similar thing to Morata, 80 plus rated attackers will likely be the players I'm going for. I don't think they'll increase a ton in price because there's a lot of them out there, but I think there will be some coins to be made. Of course, we won't know for sure until that exchange comes out, so I'm not going to buy those attackers until I know for sure that that's going to be the requirements. And I'm going to keep doing similar things for the weekly exchanges and daily exchanges, trying to get as many coins as possible for the next event. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.